question, are you happy? And if you are or aren't, how do you know? Today on Dare to Live Delicious, we are going to be talking about how to determine whether or not you're happy, or how you can attempt to determine whether or not you're happy. Welcome back, Daredevils. This is Dare to Live Delicious, and I am Delisha, but all my friends call me D. I am your host. Let's talk about happiness. People talk about it a lot, but how do you know if you're happy? How do you get there? How do you determine whether or not you're happy? I want you to stop and think about it. Are you happy? Okay, now tell me, what are the 3 things that make you happiest? Most of us cannot define what happiness is.
What is true happiness?
Write it down. Define what happiness is. Now go through this checklist and see if you are, again, happy.
Know how to be happy.
If your definition does not meet your reality, well, then we need to figure that out. Here's some ways to figure out how to be happy or how to attain happiness. 1, write down all the things that you think make you happy. Don't include other people. This is about your happiness. Happiness goes hand in hand with health. Are you healthy? Is that part of your healthiness plan? Now let's create a plan to get to those happy goals. Remember, there's power in writing things down. If you don't write it down, it almost doesn't exist because it's so fluid. You can't change it or say that it's changed or give yourself any accountability. We've talked about this before. Go look at my other videos and you'll see I talk about writing down things a lot. I talk about accountability a lot. I also talk about who you're accountable to. If you've been watching my videos, you already know the answer. It's you. You're not accountable to anybody else but yourself.
I shouldn't be responsible for anybody but me.
So let's think about this happiness thing again. Are you happy? If you cannot answer that question, but you would like to answer that question, you need to write it down. Write down the things that make you happy. Then go back over it and see if it meets your reality, and then make a plan to get to your happiness. It's that simple. Most people don't think it is, but have you ever stopped to write it down? Have you ever stopped to define what happiness is? When is the last time you did, if that's the case? Happiness is just a stone's throw away. It's also a state of mind. Don't just take my word for it. Go ahead, do the research. You'll find that happiness is really what you make, and getting there is the work you put into it. It doesn't have to be a big production. One of the things you can do is keep it in your journal. Before you go, you know what I'm going to ask you. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. And most of all, don't forget to share with your buddies. I love to have you guys back here. Let's do this thing. I dare you to live delicious. Go out there and find your happiness. Only you can determine your happiness, and only you can figure out how to get there. It's your responsibility, nobody else's. He or she can't make you happy. You have to take responsibility for your own health and your own happiness. That's my time.